Hey, just a second. You know, say for subscribe now free. Plenty people who they watch here, they know they subscribe because someone feel say for subscribe, they need for pay money. If you not be known for no say for subscribe now free. But why for subscribe? If for subscribe for three main reasons. Number one, you go be the first person we go know whenever we come on live. Number two, you go be the first person we go know whenever we upload new video. And number three, you go be the first person for comments, like or share. And the last one for support we, so we go bring kind of content here regularly to you. So you see how it's beneficial to you. So if you don't subscribe it, what you do it? I for subscribe to TPP Leo now. And before I forget, not forget for click the notification bell so you go get all the notification. Bam.
ITGC, they sent names to me that these are the people who want to partake in this registration exercise. And when I received those names, I decided to call the chairman of the ITGC and the secretary of the ITGC to a meeting, and the chairman of the TIIEMC, that is the Transitional Interim Independent Elections Management Committee, which is the body charged by the court to conduct those elections. I invited the chairman that is named in the judgment to come. So all four of us were in this meeting, and then Alfred objected that he was not going to continue with the meeting if Honorable Bukagbo is sitting in the meeting as secretary to the committee, and that he had removed Honorable Bukagbo from that position, and as a commission we should not be dealing with Honorable Bukagbo in that capacity. So I told him, I said, yes, I saw your letter purporting to remove the secretary as secretary of the committee, and I'm also aware that the secretary you removed and his own sympathizers in the committee, they have challenged your decision that you do not have that power. So as a commission, we should not be seen to be siding one side of the divide as against the other. What we could do is to sit in the middle and maintain the status quo until the judge that gave his judgment gives an interpretation as to whether what you did is within the judgment or what you did is without the judgment. It is only at that time that we will be in a position to act in accordance with the position of one of the two sides. In the first place, we should know that in every organization, correspondence should be directed to the secretary. And when they met for the first time, they constituted their subcommittee, they wrote to me that Abdul has been unanimously elected by the membership of the ITGC as secretary to that committee. I have that letter. It was signed by Peter and Abdul. So we have been dealing with them in that capacity. Peter, the chairman, Abdul, the secretary. And then if you come to me now and say 7 of you have met, and there is a resolution that the secretary be removed as secretary of the committee, then the secretary that you have claimed to have removed from the committee or as secretary to the committee, he is challenging that decision. As an oversight body, we cannot say what you did is correct, and we cannot say what the secretary is doing is correct. And you are an outfit that you are not a regular organ of the APC party. You were appointed, or rather created by the court. And so it is the responsibility of the court that created you to give a definition of your powers. Because siding with your position now, you said you have sacked the secretary. It will be tantamount to the commission endorsing that position, and which by extension is an interpretation of the judgment of the court. And that is outside the purview of our mandate. We cannot interpret the judgment of the court. So this is why we said, okay, we will keep sitting in the middle, we will keep dealing with the two of you. I decided to write to both sides with the intention of being neutral. Otherwise, I would have continued writing to the secretary until I hear from the court, because that is the standard practice for every organization. You write to the secretary. But I chose not to write to the secretary alone because of this conflict amongst them, and decided to be addressing my correspondences to both the chair and the secretary, thinking that that would put me in the middle without either of them accusing him of siding the other. And as parties to the action that led to this judgment, we also have our right to interpret that judgment in accordance with our own understanding of same. But we have chosen not to go that path because we profiling an interpretation now could either conflict with either of the two sides. And that can be viewed as us siding one side against the other. And we also think that that will not be helpful to the efforts that are being employed now to redress the impasse. You can recall I did make an audio interview because I knew we were going to come to this. You are saying we are deepening the divide in the ITGC. And I told him, if it was our intention to deepen the divide in the ITGC, there is a very simple way of doing that. I will have just reneged on my responsibility as an oversight body, sat down, and keep quiet. Then look at what is unfolding without my saying a word. That is the most effective way of deepening that divide. But I chose not to do that. I know I have a responsibility to also ensure the survival of all my registered political parties. So I threw myself into the fray. I took a middle of the position that I think will tend to both parties. But he keeps accusing me. And he's not the only one accusing me now. Even the other side is also accusing me that I'm too soft with Abdul. They are 14 and he is 7. And I've allowed him to have his way. And I mean, I don't know, everybody is blaming me. And I am not the court that gave judgment. If they were a regular organ of the party, I would have come out with the powers conferred on me and then call them to order. But they are not a regular organ of the party. They are a creation of the court. And therefore, they are not directly under my supervision. This is why I've chosen to sit in the middle. And even Abdul and his supporters, they are constantly reminding me that you were a party to the action. Each time I want to call them, at least to proffer advice and direct them as to how to go, they will remind me that you were a member. I mean, you were a party to the action. And I was made a party to that action simply for procedural reasons. There were no prayers in their writ of summons against the PPRC. But they put us in because of the mandate of this commission, so that if it is necessary for his lordship to make any order directed at us, then it can be convenient for him to do so because we are a party. That is all. But let him go and ask his lawyer. The papers he filed. There is no prayer in those papers that are claiming anything from the commission because we have never transgressed against the APC. I hope people will come to their senses and realize that they have the political...
All right, that was Abdullahi Bangura, the chairman of the Political Parties Registration Commission, responding to the allegation of the commission being one of the major problems in the APC. Well, earlier I introduced my panel. I have lawyer Rashid Dumbuya, executive director for Legal Link, Thomas Josephus Dixon, a political editor, Dr. Leonard Umar Bangura,